August 23rd, 1942, 6 p.m. The sky turns black. When it ended, 90% of Stalingrad's housing was obliterated. Up to 70,000 civilians lay dead. But this wasn't the battle. This was just the beginning. What followed would become the bloodiest battle in human history. Stalingrad wasn't supposed to matter. Hitler wanted oil fields in the Caucasus. The city itself, just another target. Then he saw the name, Stalingrad, Stalin's city. Suddenly the city became everything. Hitler wanted it because of the name, Stalin would defend it for the same reason. Two egos, and between them, a city about to be ground into powder. The battle began July 17, 1942. For weeks, the Wehrmacht pushed forward, confident. Then they entered the ruins. Everything they'd mastered, blitzkrieg tactics, armored columns, air superiority, suddenly meant nothing. The rubble became a maze. Every window held a sniper. Every basement concealed soldiers who refused to die. They called it Rottenkrieg, rat warfare. Buildings changed hands dozens of times. Companies took 100% casualties to win a single floor. 100% for a floor. September 27, 1942. Sergeant Yakov Pavlov and 4 men took a 4-story apartment building. It gave defenders a 1-kilometer line of sight in 3 directions, a fortress by accident. Reinforcements arrived, 25 men with machine guns and anti-tank rifles. They fortified everything. Then the Germans attacked, again. The siege lasted 58 days, perhaps 100 assaults. German tanks couldn't elevate their guns high enough. The Soviets positioned men in the cellar and 4th floor, rendering the armor harmless. Soviet soldiers had to push down walls of German bodies blocking their line of sight. Walls of bodies. Soviet Commander Chukov later joked the Germans lost more men taking Pavlov's house than taking Paris. Vasily Zaitsev arrived in September 1942. He'd grown up hunting wolves in the Urals. 1 shot, 1 kill. His commanding officer pointed at an enemy 800 meters away. 1 shot, the officer dropped. 2 more soldiers appeared. 2 more shots, both dead. Between October and December 1942, he killed 225 enemy soldiers. The Germans knew his name. They feared him. Soviet loudspeakers announced every 7 seconds a German soldier dies in Russia. He hid everywhere, under rubble, in pipes. After a few kills, he'd move. The Germans couldn't find him, couldn't stop him. His students were credited with over 6,000 kills during the war. By November 1942, Germans held 90% of the city. Victory seemed inevitable. Then the Soviets struck. November 19, 1942, Operation Uranus. The Red Army targeted weak Romanian forces on the German flanks. The flanks collapsed. Within days, 300,000 German soldiers were surrounded. Hitler ordered them to stand fast, no retreat. The Luftwaffe promised air supply. They failed. Starvation and disease ravaged the 6th Army. Winter set in, temperatures plummeted. Soldiers ate horses, then rats, then worse. The Soviets tightened the noose. January 31, 1943. Hitler promoted Field Marshal Paulus to the highest rank, assuming he'd fight on or die. No German field marshal had ever surrendered. Paulus surrendered anyway. February 2, 1943. The battle ended. 91,000 Germans captured. Only 5,000 to 6,000 ever returned home. The casualties, 800,000 Axis, 1,100,000 Soviet, 40,000 civilians. But the Soviets had won. Stalingrad became the turning point of World War II. Germany never recovered. The myth of the invincible Wehrmacht died in those ruins.